What are successful people doing that the average person doesn't do? The answer may surprise you. It's setting your day up for success. We're here to help you with a handy little guide that you can follow to help set your day up for success. Follow along and let me show you what you can be doing to be more productive and have more mental energy to do the things that are important in your business. Successful people set up routines. It's important that you do set up a routine. Some people find that it's limiting to have a routine, but actually it frees you up. It gives you more flexibility. It gives you greater productivity. It gives you more confidence. It increases your health. It also gives you more feelings of self-accomplishment because you're actually checking things off every day. You know that you're getting through your routine and things that need to get done are getting done, and you don't have to give any mental energy or thought to them because they're just the things you do every day. A big example of that is the mental energy that most people will use in the morning deciding what clothes they're going to wear or deciding what breakfast they're going to have. All of those things should be set up the night before. So without further ado, let's get into this actual list of what you need to be doing to get your routine set up and saving your mental energy for the things that matter. Plan your week out to the best of your ability on things that you know that are going to need to be done on a weekly basis. Have your Monday routine, your Tuesday routine, all the things that you normally do on those days, all planned out ahead of time so you don't have to give them any thought during the week. So this is not a dead set list. Actually, this is going to just give you some examples of things that you can do to help set up your routines and make your life easier and for them to become habits. One of the big ones is planning your week. So kind of on Sundays, get your week planned on what's going on that week, what needs to be accomplished, and that way you don't have to give it any thought later. The next example is setting up your morning routine. That is the night before, laying out your clothes that you're going to wear the next day. A lot of people that are, famous people like Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs, they wore the same clothes. They had multiple sets of the same clothes, so they never had to think about what they were going to wear. Everybody knows that Einstein wore the brown suit and Steve Jobs wore the black turtleneck. That was to save their mental energy for things they thought mattered, and you should do the same. The next thing on the list is to have an exercise routine. People that work out are mentally stronger. They have better thought processes. Exercise does more than just exercises your muscles. It gives you better health and it makes you mentally stronger. The next thing on the list is meditation. Being able to sit down and take 10 minutes to meditate. And I mean really getting it down, practicing it, and learning how to meditate. 10 minutes of meditation can equal a couple hours of sleep when done correctly. So taking the time out each day to have time to meditate will give you that extra boost of mental energy you need to make the tough decisions later in the day. Make sure that you eat on a schedule. Not only do you want to plan your meals, but you want to eat at the same times every day, or at least as close as possible. That way you're getting steady nutrition throughout the day. It also will curb people from overeating because they have pre-planned meals that they're going to do, and they know when they're going to eat and what they're going to eat and don't have to give it any thought. Once again, leaving all that mental energy for the things that actually matter. The most important one on this list, for me anyways, is planning out your work schedule. Knowing when you're going to work. Knowing that you can let other people know when you're going to work, especially if you work from home. Having a set work schedule that the kids know and the wife or the husband knows that this is work time and that I'm not to be disturbed unless it's an emergency or something that urgently needs my attention. So I know that I am mentally in that headspace that it's time to work and that interruptions are going to be minimal or non-existent because you have pre-set up this and everybody knows it's work time. Going right along with work is the next one, is setting up your daily power activities. These are things that you know need to be done for you to be successful. So back in my earlier days when I was in sales, I knew, because I had figured out how many people I needed to call to set appointments. And out of how many calls, how many appointments I would likely set. And out of those appointments set, how many people would I likely sell. And out of that sale, what my commission was, so I could pre-plan my paychecks. So I knew that if I wanted to make a certain amount of money, that I needed a certain amount of people to sell, that I needed a certain amount of people to show up, that I needed to call those certain amount of people every day. It's a routine. You do it every day, and you keep doing it, you're going to get the results that you're looking for. When you plan your day that way, whether you're in sales or marketing or just running your business, when you have a set plan that you're doing every day, it's going to make you a lot more effective at doing the things that need to be done. They're just going to come second nature to you that this has to be done. The next one on your list is almost the same, but it's not your power activities, it's your obligations that you need to do. And it could be obligations to your spouse, it could be obligations to your kid, it could be obligations at work, it could be a dentist appointment, doctor's appointment. Things that you know that are coming up that you have to attend or be at, get those scheduled into your day so you're not running around trying to get them squeezed in here or there. Plan your days and weeks ahead. That way you know what time is available, and the important decisions are going to take precedent over the things that are already on your schedule, and you don't have to think. It's once you write it down, once you have the schedule, your brain kind of knows. This is another tip that's completely off this subject, but I feel it fits right in. And that is, if something's bothering you, if something's on your mind and you can't seem to shake it, the best thing you can do is write it down. Once you actually write it down, your brain now knows that it doesn't have to think about it anymore. You wrote it down. And it's a small little thing, but it's really effective. And it takes that pressure off of you of having to think, oh, I need to remember that. Oh, I got to make sure I do that. I can't forget that. Write it down, and then you know it. Especially, another tip is at night. If you can't sleep, insomniacs. A lot of the problems with insomniacs is they have the same thoughts running through their heads all the time. And the trick is, write those things down, and when the thoughts start running, you tell your brain, I've got it wrote down. I already know that I got to do that, and I can stop thinking about it. Sounds simple, but it works. So the next tip is to plan your day, which is what we've been talking about, but I mean the actual planning of your day. So the night before, schedule yourself 15 minutes to plan your next day. What you're going to wear, what you're going to eat, and the appointments, obligations, all the things we talked about that you got going on the next day, get those down in your calendar. Whether it's mental or in your Google Calendar, get it all laid out. If you're not very good at remembering things and that stresses you out, get it in your actual calendar so you know it's there, so you can follow it to the letter every day. This one sounds a little weird that you would have to plan, but plan time for relaxation. A lot of times, people that are successful in business have to schedule themselves time to relax. Whether you think you need it or not, you need downtime. It can't be all business all the time. You're going to get burned out, and unless you're vacationing for a living, you're going to need time to decompress, to reevaluate, and give your brain that much needed balance of work and time to just relax. So make sure you don't skip that one. A lot of people don't think it's necessary, and they think they just got to work from the time they get up to the time they go to bed to be successful, and that's just not the case. It'll ruin marriages, ruin your relationships with your children, and make you overall miserable. Make time for yourself. What's it all for if you're not enjoying yourself somewhat? Don't think that at some magic age of 65, all of it will have been worthwhile, and now you can just live it all out and live your dream life at that point. It doesn't work that way. You have to enjoy the journey. You have to take time to enjoy the money that you're making, the progress that you're making, the business that you're building. You have to take that and appreciate it. And when you do, you'll find it'll make you work even harder at the work that you're doing. It's also shown that's why the big companies give the 10-minute breaks. Just that 10 minutes takes productivity up. Instead of making them work through that 10 minutes, and you would think more work time equals more work done, but that's not the case. Vacations, 10-minute breaks, longer lunches up the productivity. So if you're not an employee and you're working for yourself, make sure you do the same thing for yourself that the big companies do for their employees to get the most out of them. Now this one is contested. I just was talking the other day to my partner about watching a video about sleep and how some people believe that if you're sleeping 8 hours, you're burning daylight and you're wasting time, and there's other things you could be doing, and that if you're living on the West Coast and you sleep 8 hours and you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, the stock market's already been open since 9 o'clock on Eastern time, so you're already behind because you're on the West Coast and the stock exchanges are in New York and in Chicago. So even if you don't have anything to do with the stock exchanges, the general business day starts on Eastern time. So that said, don't skimp out on your sleep. Go to bed earlier. Once again, that's the reason we're making a schedule. Schedule yourself. If you need to go to bed at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night so you can get up at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, schedule that in and get yourself to sleep. Get enough sleep. You'll make better decisions. You'll be happier. Other people will like you more. It's just not smart to skimp out on sleep. We biologically need it. And along with the relaxing, as I said earlier, not only are you taking time out of your day to relax, make sure you take your vacations. This is one I was very guilty of myself. I never took a vacation. I just worked. I didn't know what day of the week it was. Sunday, Saturday, Monday, didn't matter to me. It was all a work day. And what time of year it was. If it wasn't for walking outside to the mailbox to get my mail, I wouldn't know if it was summer or winter, because it was all the same. Holidays, who needs them? Worked right through them. But that kills you. I mean, not only does your productivity go down, but your quality of life goes down. You don't have fun with family and friends. You don't celebrate. And when you don't celebrate anything, you don't celebrate your birthdays, or you don't celebrate holidays, or you don't have a vacation to look forward to, you'll find that time goes faster. The reason that as you get older, time just speeds up on you is because you don't have any of those timeline goals anymore. When you're young, each birthday was special. I'm 8, I'm 9, I'm 10. Then as you get older, when you're 16, you got your driver's license, which back in my day, which I'm old now, it meant a lot. Nowadays, they don't really care if they get the driver's license or not. But back in my day, being able to get your driver's license was a huge deal. So 16 was like something you were looking forward to. Being able to vote when you were turned 18 was a monumental thing, that you got some kind of life change. You graduated from high school when you were 18. Then you had your 4 years of college if you went to college. You had the drinking age of being 21 and really being an adult when you turned 21. There was a special thing about that age. And then after 21, what is there? There isn't anything. There's none, unless you set up things that are special to you and you set up timelines that are important to you, you will find that your time is going to slip away super fast. And that's because you don't have things to look forward to. And before you know it, you'll have spent your entire life working on meaningless stuff, things that you think is important, busy work to stay busy, when you could have used that time to relax, refocus, think about the things that are important to you, and like this entire video is about, setting up not just your days, but setting up your life for success. To set up your days is to set up your life for success. Have those moments so you always have time to think about the things that mean the most to you. You'll appreciate everything more. You'll appreciate your business more, your customers more, your family more. Do it for yourself, do it for your life, do it for your business, and make more money and be happier. It couldn't be simpler. Follow this list and make your own. Don't follow mine. Use anything on this list that I just listed off. But you might have things that are important to you that you do, and you need to do them every day. They're part of your routine. Build it into your routine, and that way you're always building for success and getting the things done that are most important to you, and you don't have to think about them. So your journey doesn't stop here. Be sure to continue on by clicking the video right over here.